All right, welcome to this live. I'm Faye D'Souza. Delhi elections are on, and granted, I've actually had my eye on what's happening in the US with Donald Trump taking over as president, and every day there's a new thing. But let's turn our focus back to our own capital city, which goes into state elections, and we'll know in just a little bit. But you know what I'm talking about today, right? Our own Meghnad has signed up to contest the elections, and I'm like, what is going on? So here he is, and we wanted to just ask the question. Meghnad is now MLA candidate for Delhi elections, independent, from what I understand, from Malviya Nagar, which is constituency 43. What
Yes.
is going on? Are you serious? Are you really doing this, or is this like YouTube
Yeah.
content? What's happening?
No, no. So I am genuinely contesting
You're
elections.
genuinely contesting. Okay.
Genuinely, and to give you an evidence, Aji, I've submitted my first pamphlet, like flyer, which I have to start distributing, and I have to take the permission for that also, which I have applied for. So I'm going to start campaigning. Like, I mean, whatever I can do, like little bit of campaigning.
चलो फ्लायर पढ़ के सुनाओ क्या है फ्लायर पे.
Flyer is look at this. Attention, Malviya Nagar, India's first YouTuber Neta is here.
Uh-huh.
Vote for this symbol to elect Meghnad. This is my symbol. Yeah.
No, bring it closer,
Uh,
we can't see.
you can see now.
Is it like it's a pen? Ah.
It's a pen. Yes, yes. Then it's who am I? So the idea of this poster is to introduce myself to Malviya Nagar, because I know people don't. I know people. I don't think people know I exist. So
You
who
should
am
you
I?
should lead with I'm from Nagpur.
I shouldn't though. I've, I've written here. I've been living here for 10 years. Okay, in Malviya. I understand the
लेकिन उससे
problems.
पहले आप कहाँ थे नेताजी?
So
Okay,
I'm
so okay, go on.
I'm a Malviya Nagar resident and an independent MLA candidate with independent ideas. You want to hear my slogan?
Yes.
It's pen chuno, kaam dekho.
I
Pen
feel
chuno,
I fear
kaam
I will
dekho.
mispronounce it. So choose
Yeah,
the pen and see the work.
yes, yes. Use the pen and
Penchero
see the work.
काम देखो. I
With a
still feel like
QR
this is a
code
joke.
with a QR code to my channel to talk to the Neta, because I'll be doing regular live streams and that is going to be my speech stage. So I'm
Hmm.
going to like whoever comes here. Yeah.
Okay, so now tell me why you're doing this.
So I basically am doing this to make a point that
Okay.
someone like me who doesn't have a party, who doesn't have a cadre, who doesn't have money, can still have my name on the ballot box and
Hmm.
also explain the process to people, because I genuinely believe that more people should not just participate in elections as spectators, but also be an active part of it. So you can either be a voter, but the second step of that is you become an actual candidate, right? If you
Hmm.
feel like you are a legit candidate in your constituency, that you can offer something which others can't. For example, I have a policy background. I have worked with MPs. I have experience in journalism. I have followed politics, so I understand something, and I need to sort of use that skill to solve the problems of my area. So I am a good candidate, so I'm standing. That's basically the reason.
And what are you offering then to the people of Malviya Nagar? Like, what are these independent ideas that you are promising?
So, for example, you can see in Delhi right now, people, the candidates are hardly talking about the problems, honestly. Like, I mean, you
Hmm.
can see like this whole, what is it, Sheesh Mahal, Raj Mahal thing going on. Then, candidates are gali galoch mar rahe ek dusre ko. Then the other one is like gali galoch ke party ko mat do vote. Random. Like, even the posters don't have anything, honestly.
Hmm.
I'm looking around, there's nothing. Nobody's talking about the pollution, for example, right?
Yes.
At least what I also want to do is I want to use this as a stage to sort of actually talk about the problems of Delhi, right? Like, one of the things that, because I've been going around so much talking to people in Malviya Nagar, one of the things is road and water logging, right? The
Hmm.
road quality and water logging, then the garbage problem, then dirty water. There are multiple problems that people have. So my thing is that I want to like be that one candidate who is actually talking about issues, because honestly I'm the one who also faces those issues, so nobody
Hmm.
can understand those issues better than I do. So, and I am trying to also like come up with solutions for it, right? For example, garbage is a big problem, the segregation doesn't work. I want to like sort of incentivize let's say a local compost pit which can create fertilizer, right? I want to like figure out how to solve the air pollution problem, although I know that the MLA can not really do anything about it, but at the
Hmm.
same time something has to be done about it, so there should be some effort made by it, made by someone.
Tell you know, about the air pollution. That's the first thing you brought about, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
as a citizen, I find this really odd that people in Delhi are sort of going about their lives in this toxic air, and nobody's talking about it. And you actually are in the middle of an election, and not only are the netas on any side not addressing it. I mean, the Aam Aadmi Party was complaining up till now, saying, no, 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 you know, the other states are not doing enough, and Punjab is not doing enough, Haryana is not doing enough. Now you run Punjab, and suddenly you become very quiet.
yeah, yeah,
So the Aam
exactly.
Aadmi Party is not you know offering any accountability, no questions asked, none answered. The BJP is not saying anything. The Congress is also not saying anything. That I don't
Yeah,
understand at all.
yeah.
But what explain to me this? Why are the citizens of Delhi not saying anything?
See, that's the thing, now. Like, I mean, the way I describe it is like a wrestling match, right? You know, like wrestling matches are entertaining to watch, right? Citizens
Hmm.
of Delhi are spectators. They see like people slapping each other around, they're having fun, right? But someone has to be on the stage actually telling them, ki, guys, that's a distraction. You know, like you really need to like be concerned about air
Yeah,
pollution. You need
yeah.
to be concerned about garbage. For example, like the thing you said about air pollution, right? I've been thinking about it, and honestly, like one of the reasons I'm also doing this is because as a commentator, like as you are or I was, I am still, you look at this whole thing happening and we do commentary on it. We say that this party hasn't done anything, that party hasn't done anything. But now
Hmm.
what happens is that if I complain, they will turn around and ask you, what is your solution? Like, how will you solve it, right? Because I
Hmm.
am a candidate, so
Yeah.
I've been thinking about it in these terms also. For example, one of the answers given by Atishi in one of the interviews was that air pollution is a big North India problem, not just a Delhi problem, right? She
How
listed out
convenient.
things like green buses and whatever. And her thing was, but Noida mein to diesel buses chalte hain. Then Parali, they have reduced by 70%. Again, I don't know if they have, but they claim to be. So basically, parties are just blaming each other.
Hmm.
Can there be an effort made, for example, by an MLA to just bring all of the decision makers into one room and sort of have a conversation about how to realistically solve this, right? And when I say decision makers, I also mean the bureaucrats, right?
Hmm.
I don't know if they have made these efforts. I hope they have. But if they have, why aren't they telling us about it? Right. So, my proposition right now is that whatever I do, being a content creator, I will tell you what I'm doing on a day to day basis. I will tell
Hmm.
you what problem I'm addressing, why I'm addressing it, and how I'm going to try to solve it. And there will be like, like people love vlogging. I'm just trying to mix vlogging with and the work of an actual MLA.
How much money does it cost to contest an election?
So
On the base
right,
level, and then obviously on the
yes,
other end
yes,
of the
of course.
spectrum. Yeah.
So my base level, like let's start with me. 10,000 rupees deposit I've given, which I'm very likely to lose. 1/6 votes are required to get your deposit back. Now,
Hmm.
Malviya Nagar last time had like 80,000 votes cast, so like a 58, 60% turnout. So I need a lot of votes
Yeah.
to save my deposit. The second is, of course, the running around, right? You know, like you have to basically file the nomination, get like 1,000 printouts. You have to uh, go give a notary and all the things. That requires money. Then like that is the major sort of expense, stationery and this, and basically also like if you are hiring a CA, for example, to fix your income tax and all the financial details to put it in affidavit, those sort of expenses. So I mean, on nomination day, I had spent about 16,000 rupees. Matlab, like after nomination day, actually, matlab,
Mm.
like close to nomination day, the day I got the symbol. Now I will do poster printing, so that will require some money. My cadre is coming, so I might feed them some samosas. That will require some money. So my budget, maximum budget that I have kept is 1.5 lakh. Because that's the FD I had, which I had to break to do this nonsense. So I am just, that's my upper limit. But the actual upper limit for a candidate is 40 lakh rupees, and the party gets to spend a lot of money. Yeah, almost infinitely. But I don't have a party, so I can't.
What's the word on the ground that you're hearing of people are actually spending? What are parties spending in Delhi?
A lot. Like if you just look at the hoardings and the posters and everything. The day I went to file a nomination, for example, I went with three proposers, one election agent, and me, five people, right?
Mm.
On the same day, another BJP candidate was filing his nomination and getting the affidavit notarized from the same notary that I was going to, right? About 250 people had come, and like
Mm.
like some 10 cars just to file the nomination, with like people dressed as Hanuman with gada, and then like Jai Shri Ram ke nare and all the things. I don't think they're coming for free. I don't know, maybe I'm too naive, but
But
I don't think they're
even if
coming.
their time is free, they still need to be bussed up and down, right?
Yeah, the cars need to be hired, they need to be brought there, they need to be like exactly, right? Transportation is a big yeah. Like for example, to get my proposers, 10 proposers I need. I was thinking like I will have to hire Ubers, right? Like to get them for nomination also. So if you're getting 200 people for that, the guy must have also like hired transport, I'm guessing. So no, there is no comparison to basically an independent candidate spending and parties spending money. Aam Aadmi Party has now been campaigning for a month, so
Mm.
you can imagine, like, I mean, like the amount of money being spent there as well. BJP has an office in Green Park, in Green
Yeah.
Park Market, right? Now, the rent of that office itself will be insane, even for that temporary period, right? It's a shop, commercial
Mm.
area, very bang in the middle of the market. So, yeah, I mean, that can give you an idea, honestly.
There would be one idea that says that, oh, you're just going to cut the votes also from the most deserving candidate. Are you hearing a lot of that? कि क्यों
Oh,
कर
yeah,
रहे हो?
yeah. Everywhere I go, everyone I tell, we have sort of accepted, weirdly enough, as citizens, as voters, that the only viable candidate is a party candidate, right? That if
Mm.
the person is a part of a party, then only, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm also like trying to challenge that notion a bit, because honestly, I do believe that the anti-defection law that we have, which forces MPs to vote in a certain way,
I was just going to say, yeah.
yeah, MLAs to vote in a certain way. And plus, the anti defection law doesn't even work because people are splitting parties and going everywhere anyway. In that case, the one way to sort of get around that is to have more independent candidates, right?
So wait, hang on. Let's just explain that, right,
Yeah.
for a second. And I know that you've spent a lot of time on this. So basically, for our audience's benefit, there's an anti-defection law in India, and there's something called a party whip. You'll hear it a lot, where the party decides on any issue, whether of in the house, so whether it's in Parliament or in the state assembly, any issue that comes up for voting, the party will tell all of its people how to vote. They
Yeah.
do not have a choice. They have to listen to the party whip, who is sort of their
Hmm.
leader, who will tell them how to vote. And if they don't vote in that manner, they get expelled and not only get expelled from the party, they get disqualified from their seat. They
Yeah.
lose their seat in the house. So effectively, when you choose a party individual, the individual no longer matters. The party
Yes.
decides what happens from that seat. But when you choose an independent, the independent is not bound by this anti defection law. And so the independent can actually vote on the merit of the argument in
Yeah.
every single, on paper, one
On
assumes that
paper.
everybody's voting on the merit. Um,
But honestly, like it would
Independent
also,
seats and votes get traded, though, Meghnad, a lot.
They do. Absolutely, they do. Absolutely. And I mean, again, that depends on the character of the candidate, also, honestly, right? I mean, like, I mean, the kind of independent candidates we have right now are either bahubalis or party expelled people who are upset, and they are the ones who are actually cutting the votes, by the way. The people who
Yeah.
did not get a ticket and are contesting still, they are the ones who are sort of cutting votes from the bigger parties. I am hearing everywhere कि अरे तू तो vote ले लेगा किसी का, as if the vote belongs to them. Why?
Yeah.
Like, you're not respecting the voter only, right? The voter has a complete choice to vote for whoever they want, right? Why are you like sort of sitting in judgment of where their vote is going and कौन काट रहा है? The other thing is, I have already said this multiple times. I don't even want their votes. They've already decided. People have decided that they're going to vote
Mm.
for X party, X leader because they like them and they like their gali galoch. I want the Nota people. My opponent is Nota, right? I
Yeah.
want to talk to the people who are voting for Nota, saying कि you are wasting your vote. That is where you're wasting your vote. At least मुझे दे दो. I'm the next best thing, right?
Mm.
मेरा नाम भी नोटा के ऊपर आएगा, by the way.
Mm. Mm.
So the candidates will be up top, the big party candidates, the
And then the
other
independents.
unrecognized like BSP and other parties. Then me, seventh, right above Nota. So
Mm.
makes sense, right? मेरा opponent मेरे नीचे है. Like, don't vote there. Just एक हाथ ऊपर करके.
Wait, hang on. So we have questions.
Yes.
Shall we take questions? Aditya Hazarika. Hi, Aditya. Thanks for joining us. Aditya says, question for Meghnad, what is your plan for reaching out to the non-content using voters of Malviya Nagar? And can this potentially open a floor gate for brain rot content creators to create
To
popularity?
gain
Hey,
popularity.
who are you calling brain rot content creators? Okay, go
Yeah.
on.
No, but honestly, like, think about it this way, right? Just to answer
Andrew
the first
Tate.
question. Andrew Tate, yes. Wow. He also wanted to start, but no, but the first thing that we are doing, okay, we are doing a very scrappy campaign, guys. So I'm going to use my strength, which is content, of course. Like, I'm going to make videos, I'm going to make reels and all sorts of things. I have a friend, Satvik Soni, who is an Instagram creator who is helping me make wonderful reels, etc. That is happening. But the other thing we are doing in the scrappy campaign is, see, I just showed this. We are printing pamphlets. Tomorrow we have our first cadre meeting. There are some few people who have expressed interest. I don't know, even if 5 people show up, right? We have 2 teams then. So we will go around Malviya Nagar distributing pamphlets. That is the first thing we are doing, because my first job is to introduce myself to the constituency, right? And that is what I'm trying to do right now. Other than that, of course, like, I don't think there is anybody who doesn't watch content anymore, right?
I mean, the
I
biggest
doubt.
politicians in the world and the country are making reels
Yeah, we
and,
are we are
speaking to
ruled by the
podcasters.
prime
So,
influencer,
yeah.
so
So let's
we
be
need
honest about
to.
the world we're living. So Meghnad, see, you've written a book about this, I know. So if
Yes.
you're meeting tomorrow with a cadre member of 5 people, and then you're going to contest an election with under your name, this is step one to create the next despot. Um,
Despot. Wow.
the
Wow.
megalomaniac party leader who then makes it about himself, even though he says it's about the people, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Is that the route that we're on? Because that's how everybody starts. Technically, 5 people meet in
Listen,
London.
Faye, I have stopped thinking beyond a week at this point of time, okay? Like, I will, check back with me one day when I come on your interview. You'll be like, listen, मैंने बोला था ना तू despot बनेगा. So then I will
Ha.
be like, okay, fine, fair. But right
So
now,
you'll
I
come
can't
back
say
and you'll
anything.
be like, Namaskar, Namaskar.
Yes, yes. No, but honestly, like, it's actually it's very overwhelming, right? Like, I did not expect to get on the ballot, because I thought that I will make some mistake in the form because I'm a dumbass and I will not get in, right? Independents are known to get rejected all the time, right? Like, the number of candidates that have been rejected is insane, right? So I thought that it would be a big deal to even get on the ballot, right? It
Yeah.
would be a big deal to be able to vote for myself, because for the next 5 years I will get a Teflon coating saying, whenever someone says, oh, you are biased, who did you vote for? I'm saying myself. So first that, and the second is, it's also very difficult to plan now. right? Because every time I try to do something, I read a new rule, or the RO sends me a notice that I have to comply with something else, and then I have to go do that. Now I am, I think, the most diligent candidate in India right now, because honestly I'm doing everything to the T. Like
Mm.
I'm filing all the forms, I'm taking all the permissions, I'm filing all the expenses, etc., everything, right? And that's taking a lot of time. So yeah.
So either, I mean, either you have very efficiently filed your, your nomination, and that's why it's gone through, or they just don't see you as threatening enough to like reject you.
That's also fair. Again, that's also fair, very fair. But also, honestly, I would like to think that I've spent like I did file a good nomination, because I did work hard on it. Like, I mean, if there is one thing I did,
No
was
doubt, no
work
doubt,
hard
no
on the
doubt.
nomination and the affidavit and everything. Um, but yeah, I can imagine why people think that I'm not a threat. Yeah, I
No, so
mean,
tell me this. There's another question here. Aditya, I hope that answers your question. It was quite a good answer. Advocate Ritu Rajkumari says the GARP in Delhi has this entire commission that's supposed to do things, but it's just lethargy, and they're not really
hmm,
willing to solve or bring in permanent solutions to this problem.
yeah.
What, according to you, should be the solution for Delhi's pollution problem?
So one of the things I've been thinking about is that, we have policies in place, right? Like GRP is one of them. There are many policies in place, like construction. When you're doing, you need to
Yes,
put like a
yes.
tarp, and you cannot let the dust fly out, right? There needs to be like road pay, watering needs to be done, deforestation. All those laws exist, policies exist. The implementation is where the problem is, right? Because I have worked with MPs, I have seen this happening, and I feel like I would be in a good place to do the same thing, which is have a friendly relationship with bureaucrats. I cannot stress this enough, that bureaucrats are tired, like, by arrogant netas. Our bureaucrats have gone through like levels of exams. It's a very difficult exam. Sab log UPSC deke ye karke aaye hai. They have a level of expertise also, if they're sitting in a place of decision making. I feel like the candidate has to, or the MLA has to work with the bureaucracy to make sure that implementation is happening, right? The other is, it is also important to work to shock the bureaucracy into action, right?
Mm,
If the candidate is aware of the problems and sar pe jaake baith jayega, as the saying goes, I feel like a lot more can be done, right? And if I was just thinking, like, I mean, my constituency has 1.48 lakh voters, right? It is a constituency which I can easily travel right around. And as an MLA, I feel like it would be not impossible to sort of identify very specific problems and try to find solutions for it over the next 5 years, right?
mm,
I feel
mm.
like the bureaucrats only will have some solutions. I just have to be willing to listen, right? And then also help them implement it. Like, form a bridge between the people, take their problems to the people who can solve it and actually get it solved. It's a
So tell
very
me, if
simple.
that's the case, then why has it not been done up till now? Why is it the Delhi government is not able to sit down with the Punjab government, who are colleagues and friends of theirs, and find a solution? There was this. There's a court case on right now, right? Between there are organizations, tracking organizations, who have taken the Punjab government to court, if I'm not mistaken, saying that the numbers released by Punjab government saying that the stubble burning has come down are actually
Yeah.
false. And I love this, okay? I love the ingenuity of it. So apparently, the data that comes on stubble burning comes because satellite images,
Yes.
correct? The satellite crosses in front of India at a certain time of every day, and then after that
Hmm.
does a chakkar of the earth and comes back again. They have figured out what time of day it's happening. At about, like, apparently early morning is when the satellite crosses over India. So they've stopped burning at that time, and as soon as वो चला जाता है फिर this has
What?
come up in
Okay.
court. Okay, so there's an NGO that is saying, this data is not matching, because what we are seeing on the ground and what is being submitted by the satellite is not matching. And so apparently they checked and they found out that normally the farmers would be burning stubble early morning, which is normally when they burn stubble. But suddenly it started happening at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And they're like, why has this change happened? And then they went on the
Mm.
ground and they did the research and they found out that it was actually um, people in establishment, and I'm going to say this without taking
Hmm.
names, who actually
Hmm.
went to the farmers in order to show lower numbers and told them, इस टाइम से इस टाइम पे मत जलाओ, इस टाइम के बाद जलाओ. So
Wow. Okay,
satellite
that's
चला
insane.
गया. Satellite is on the other side of the world, so you can quickly burn at this time. It won't pop up in the data.
Wow, that's
India for
ingenious.
beginners.
Yeah, India is not for beginners. But honestly, like this is again one more thing, right? A, you asked me this question right now, right? Like why let's say why is the implementation not happening like currently, right? I have no answer, honestly, because I also want to go and see what is going on. Like, nobody does because the bureaucracy is such a black box. The
Yeah.
only way to sort of tell people what is really going on is to enter the black box and actually tell people what is going on. So, like, through this project that I'm doing, that is exactly what I've been doing. Which is, if you look at the video that I did, the nomination video, etc., I have spoken extensively about like the bureaucracy, how helpful they were, and how they helped me through it, and the processes, etc. I feel like that's important to bring out. Like, why are the laws not getting implemented? Who is responsible for it, and can we hold the people responsible for it accountable? Those are all questions I need to find answers to. And what better way to find that out than becoming an MLA, an actual
Yeah.
representative who can enter those buildings and demand things? Not an RTI. I won't have to file an RTI.
Tell me something. So my team has actually termed you former journalist. Are you former journalist, current content creator? What are you
Yes.
calling yourself? You're
Now
former
my
journalist.
occupation officially is content creator.
What's the difference?
Journalist would be I don't know, like, I mean, I stopped identifying as a journalist a long time ago, honestly, because I feel like the journalist job is to look at an event and report it and create the first draft of history. Yeah, opinions, etc., shouldn't usually come in, right? I mean, there is no such thing as an unbiased opinion, I know, but at the same time, like, that is the job of a journalist. I give opinions on things, right? I don't stop at just recording it. I also give my perspective on it, which makes me not a journalist. It makes me a commentator, an analyst at best. But content creator fits because I create content and everything is content.
ओके नेताजी, यूज
Yes.
दिस पोडियम एज योर पोडियम और बताइए मालवीय नगर की लोगों को आपको वोट क्यों डालनी चाहिए.
मालविया नगर के लोगों को कुछ अलग ट्राई करना चाहिए, ऑनेस्टली. लाइक, अब तुम्हारे जो ओल्ड नेताज जो थे ना, पार्टी वाले लोग, उनको छोड़ो. सीधी बात है. देखो, मालविया नगर के लोगों, आपसे बात कर रहा हूँ. अगर आप एक पार्टी वाले नेता को वोट दोगे, तो वो किसकी सुनेंगे? पार्टी के बॉसेस की सुनेंगे. वही तो होता है कि वो आपको लगता है आपकी सुनेंगे. नहीं, नहीं, वो केजरीवाल की सुनेंगे, मोदी जी की सुनेंगे, नड्डा जी की सुनेंगे, उनकी सुनेंगे. अगर आप मुझे वोट देते हो, जो कि एक इंडिपेंडेंट कैंडिडेट है जिसकी कोई पार्टी नहीं है, तो मैं किसकी सुनूंगा? मैं आपकी सुनूंगा. आप मेरे बॉसेस होंगे, मेरा कोई पार्टी बॉस है ही नहीं. आप कुछ अलग ट्राई करके देखो इस बार. और दूसरी चीज, मैंने जैसे बताया कि मैं जो भी करूंगा एज एन एमएलए, आई विल रिकॉर्ड इट, डॉक्यूमेंट इट, और उसके वीडियो बनाऊंगा और आपको दिखाऊंगा. आपके सवाल लूंगा. यहाँ पे बैठ के मैं 3-3 घंटा ऑलरेडी लाइव स्ट्रीम करता हूँ, लोगों के सवाल लेता हूँ, उनके आंसर्स देता हूँ. तो मैं आपके साथ भी वही करूंगा. आप आओ, मेरे से बात करो, सब देखेंगे. सब देखेंगे कि क्या हो रहा है और मैं कैसे सोच रहा हूँ, क्या प्रॉब्लम है. मैं अच्छे से आपको समझाऊंगा कि ये हो रहा है और मैं ये कोशिश कर रहा हूँ. और अगर मेरी कोशिश विफल रही या फिर सक्सेसफुल नहीं रहा, तो आप मुझे गाली मार सकते हो सीधा मुंह पे. दैट्स माय प्रोपोजिशन.
वैसे तो कंटेंट क्रिएटर्स आर यूज्ड टू इट, राइट.
या वैसे भी कंटेंट क्रिएटर्स आर यूज्ड टू इट, बट व्हेन एन एमएलए will
हाँ.
get galis from the voters, must take it seriously. For work not done, at least, right? Ki, you know I mean, you should be putting pressure on your MLAs to get off their ass and do their jobs, right? People have
Yeah.
forgotten that they are the real bosses and we are the employees. Like, I am a potential employee. I'm applying for a job right now. This is a job application right now, literally, right? That's why I'm giving my CV to you and I'm telling you that I'm applying for this job. You guys will be my bosses. I will be the employee. I will do as you say.
How many 90-hour work weeks?
Many. I will stop counting. Honestly, I will not measure because I will love doing the work. So the difference is you will count the number of work hours only when you hate doing the job that you do. You're doing it only for the money. You're doing it to bring the money, and um, I'm going to do it because I love doing this. I am a policy nerd. I would love to be an MLA. I would love to solve your problems.
Okay,
So I
Ruby
will not
Shroff, thank
count.
you for that. Super chat. I really appreciate it. Curry says very good pitch. Shuffmeister says well done, Meghnad, Netaji. Lots of claps for your pitch. So that's, I mean, it does seem like you're winning people over. Um,
Can I
interesting.
tell you something unfortunate though,
Please.
Faye? Because
Oh,
I'm
go
a
on.
truth teller, as you know, right? We have this weird disease of not getting off our asses, right? And I feel like I am also like I have been a victim of that also, right? For example, like I know for sure I have a lot of people who follow my work in Malviya Nagar, but when I ask them, have you registered to vote in Malviya Nagar? Nope, they haven't. It's either in their ancestral place, their hometown, or they just haven't registered to vote. Yeah, it's really unfortunate that young people are not willing to vote in the place that they live. I think that little effort needs to be made, right? And it is also terrible because in a place like Malviya Nagar, which has areas like Green Park, Uday Park, Humayunpur, Khidki, all these areas, Malviya Nagar entirely, only 1.5 lakh voters? Are you kidding me? Like, that's such a small number.
Yeah.
How? It's at least 20 lakh people live in this area, at least. Like, ek ke upar ek. Yeah, like, it's crazy how there are so less voters.
Yeah, and I feel that people then finally turn around and say that we have politicians who don't represent us,
Hmm.
politicians who don't appeal to us or don't understand us. It's because you don't vote. And if
Hmm.
more and more of us actually went out and voted, you would count as a demographic, and the politicians would have to take your needs more seriously. There are obviously, when you're applying for this job, there are other people also applying for this job right now. For the citizens of Delhi, where should they be going to check out everybody's CVs and everybody's track records?
This is the thing, right? Like, you don't even have access to your MLAs, right? That's why I'm different. I will give you access to me, like, literally. Like, I mean, and you don't even have to get out of your house. uh because I'm a live streamer, because I do streams, and I basically talk to people on a daily basis. I will continue to do that, right? One of the things that people really need to do, and I've been doing this over a period of a year. For example, simple idea, MPGA, Make Parliament Great Again. What we've been doing is we've been creating issue briefs of things that people care about and going to MPs' houses and giving it to them, right? The most shocking thing that people find is that you can just walk into an MP's house and do this, right? You can. They want to meet people, just that nobody goes there,
Yeah.
right? Again, same thing. People don't want to get up and actually do it. But theek hai, I guess we are living in the age of content, so le lo
No,
content
but
creator mein.
I also feel that there's a misunderstanding. I mean, we know as journalists that when you go to an MP's house or an MLA's house, there's nothing to it. You have to tell the security person why you're there, who you're there to meet, whether or not you have an appointment, and they will take you to a room where one of the assistants or one of the PAs will
Yeah.
come and meet you. And then
Yep.
you tell that person, this is what I'm here for, this is my problem. And they'll tell you whether or not Netaji is available to meet you right now or can you come back later. But it's not, a lot of people think that these are guarded places with a lot of security and you will never be allowed in. And,
Yeah.
why would they listen to
Also,
me? I'm so
because
small. Yeah.
people tend to think of popular politicians, right? Like, तुम लोग अगर राहुल गांधी के घर जाके ये करोगे, नहीं होगा, right? But if you go to your local MP or MLA, they will let you because they might not be that popular and they might not have the
As you
guard.
should. You
Yeah,
should go to your local MP, MLA corporator's office. You should like ask for audiences. You should ask for answers. And I think that what we've done also in the last maybe 2 decades, 3 decades of Indian politics is that we've made the average citizen feel very small, which in a democracy is not true. The average citizen is extremely powerful. You can you have the right to all information, you have the
yeah,
right to courts, and you have the
yeah,
right to answers, which makes you the most important part of this entire structure. But we've sent out a message that that is not true, or the opposite of that is true. You're signing
yeah.
stuff and passing it on as we speak. I'm so impressed.
Thank you. Do you feel hopeful, Faye, looking at what I'm doing?
Yes, I feel very hopeful. I feel very hopeful that you'll get your message out, that this information will stay on YouTube for people to see, that you'll inspire others maybe to do what you're doing. And we need fresh blood, yeah. We need younger
Yeah,
people. We need people who are excited about change. We need people who have new ideas, who are willing to take risks to come in and do that. So I'm
yeah.
I get very excited when young people join politics. I think it's
I love
really
that.
important.
Same. If you think I'm young, I appreciate it, but I don't think so
Listen,
anymore. But
you're entering a line of work where 50 is considered young. Okay,
that's
so
very true. Oh yeah, never thought of it that way. Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah,
50
I
is
am a young
considered
person.
young, and 40 is considered youth.
Youth. Yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah.
absolutely true. Yeah, yeah.
So come on,
I am
you're
young.
just in
Yes,
time.
thank you.
And of course, I mean, at 75, you'll be Margdarshan committee.
Of
So you've
course,
got a
of
good
course.
run.
I've been thinking about this, like, Faye, I know that, like, realistically speaking, and I shouldn't say this, it's very bad for a candidate to say this, be so
Yeah.
real, but I know realistically that I won't win, right? I mean, I'm an independent candidate, jiska nota ke upar aayega, right? I know this, right? Um, like my project, which I started, is called Project Anda for a reason, which is like 0 votes, right? I'm
Okay.
aiming for 0 votes, which is like I don't vote for myself also, like that is
Hmm.
where I started, that is my base level expectation. But I'm thinking now that I've learned the nomination process, how to do it, right? Now I'm learning the campaigning process, I'm realizing how difficult organization is, or I'm thinking like a campaigner, how to reach out to voters, how to talk to people. Maybe I will use this later again and I will be better at it, right? So
Yeah.
I am starting young, but when I actually maybe get the seat, I might not be so young anymore, but it is the beginning.
Yes. Also,
Yes.
okay, like here's a question, right? At some point during this journey or during your journey going forward, if you get a call from one of the political parties, any political party saying, "Aa jaiye aap," तो would you go?
No, I don't see any point to it, honestly. एक तो मुझे मेरा YouTube बंद करना पड़ेगा फिर. Like my
Like, no, but
problem
all
is,
politicians run their own YouTube. Yeah? Why would you have to
no,
share?
but the I mean, I feel very strange. Okay, for example, let's say like some BJP calls me tomorrow, right? And I'm like, I have to join the party. They give me money, or whatever they do, like whatever methods they use. I join them, but then I can't say anything honestly. Like I will just have to. I have talking points then, or I will have to do gali galoch, and it doesn't make sense. I don't enjoy doing that. You know what I mean? Like I enjoy my current job as a like content creator who is able to criticize, be real, talk to people, uh, do civic education, talk to people about democracy, explain things in a way that they are. I want to continue doing that also when I'm an MLA. So MLA is like a, so whenever you have a politician getting that job, it's not their full-time profession, by the way. Like, I mean, full-time profession, it cannot be, because you need some income to sustain your system as well. So usually you will find lawyer politicians, farmer politicians, businessmen
Yeah.
politicians.
Yeah.
So they continue to do their jobs. I will also do that because this is my profession. Content creation is my profession, and the MLA thing will also be my profession. Duel.
That's awesome. Meghnad, anything else you want to say to the audience that's now listening before we wrap up?
Um, uh, if you are listening to this, first find out what independent candidates are. Say, I found out that people don't even know that people can stand without parties. This is very sad for me, but I have to keep reiterating that it is possible for people to stand without parties also.
Yeah.
Also think about these ideas a little bit, and also if you want to stand for elections at some point in some state, uh, please go watch my guide, which I have done on how to file nominations. I will be doing many more videos, and after
Mm.
the elections I will actually, I was thinking like I will actively help people who want to sort of file their candidature for independence, um
So,
whatever
so
I
we
can
have a
help.
question. We have a question for you. Says, in case there's a hung result and you win your seat, which party will you support for government?
I will give outside support to whoever is in power. That's the
Okay.
most obvious answer, right? Like one person has to take a decision of who to give support to. Why would I support the opposition then? Like, I mean, like the smaller one. Obviously, I have to get work done for my people also. No, that's the whole point. So outside support they do. You don't have to support them for everything they do. But at the same time, you have to analyze the policies that they present. You have to analyze the laws that are coming in. You have to put your people's problems forward, and then support the good things and oppose the bad
Yeah.
things.
Chalo. Meghnad, thanks so much for hanging out. I know you've
Yeah.
got a lot going on. Congratulations and all the best for the elections. We'll see you
Thank you.
soon.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you, Faye. Thank you. It was fun being here. Yeah.
Yeah,
Bye.
this was fun. We should do it again. So Meghnad there is actually contesting from Malviya Nagar, the Delhi elections. You'll find him as an independent candidate. His symbol is a pen. Go look for him. Look for more independent candidates. Look for candidates who have good qualifications and who are meant to be there. All right. Thanks so much for watching. Remember, like, share, subscribe, watch our other videos. Give us suggestions on what you'd like to hear us talk about.